Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It is Sunday afternoon, about 1 o'clock my time. Got a couple books in the mail here this week that I want to show off, and I don't know if I showed these off on my it's so loud in my neighborhood. I have these dogs, I don't know, down the street. I think I showed maybe one or two of these books off on my Thursday show, but I may not. No, I think maybe just one of them I did. So I got two other ones that I haven't shown off yet. So we'll do that here in a little bit, but we're going to jump into the Hot 10 list. Welcome, Luis Ramirez. Welcome, Malcolm Giles. DT's here as well. Awesome. So let me pull up the comicbookinvest.com's website. I'll do a review of the Hot 10 list for this week. I have a few of the books on the hot 10 list. One of them I sold like a week ago, right before it exploded in value. I made a little bit of money off of it. I still got it fairly cheap, but yeah, well, that happens at times. I wasn't too hot about it. I'm not a big fan of the art, but I know that's kind of a hot artist right now. Just not my style, but so I don't really regret selling it too much, maybe a little bit. All right, so let's jump into it here. Let me share my screen. Let's see here. All right, there we go. The Hot 10 list. Oh, zoomed in too much. There we go. Notice all these pop-up ads. This is the problem with a lot of websites these days. They're trying to make money. They don't care about the user experience. So I wish I could use StreamYard on a different browser, but it looks like it's only formatted for Chrome. The browser I normally use is Brave, and you definitely don't have any problems with pop-ups with Brave. So if you guys ever want to use a good browser, that's the one to use, in my opinion, Brave. All right, so we'll do the honorable mentions first. First off is Spitfire number 133. Looks like you got a Sam Cooper cover. You got Hitler on the cover. It says here, it seems like someone like Hitler would not leave his window open and have a better weapon on hand than a hammer. In any case, a 6.5 copy sold this week for over $2,000. So it's probably a book that doesn't come up for sale very often. A lot of these comics came out in the late 40s, early 50s. I'd say the 1950s. And Hitler was the popular villain at the time, obviously, for obvious reasons. And so him on a cover, swastikas on a cover, definitely gain more attention. Apparently back in 2006, there was an 8.0 copy that went for $130. Obviously, that person's done well. 6.5 for $2,000. Imagine what an 8.0 has got to be worth. So the key to comic books is the older you can buy, the better. The better condition, the older it is, the better. And there has to be something typically appealing, obviously good artwork. Something controversial on the cover usually is a pretty good bet. So obviously somebody back in 2006, that was a while ago though. That was 14 years ago. It's a little bit of time to wait for your investment to mature, but obviously right now, that $130 investment's doing pretty well. So good on that person, whoever bought it back then for $130. That was a great investment. The other honorable mention is Tukey, Save the Humans, number 4, Scotty Young variant. Obviously, I don't think this is a book that came out all that long ago. Jeff Smith is famous for doing Bone. That's kind of where he had, I think, one of the longest running independent comic books, besides Cerebus and McFarlane Spawn. I think Jeff Smith is the third longest running independent title with Bone, if I'm not mistaken. But a copy sold this month for $50. There are 0 available to purchase as of this writing. Yeah, there's a lot of Scotty Young fans. There's certain books that I've got a Moon Knight #1 done by Scotty King that Scotty Young that goes for pretty good money. It sells for well over $100 that I bought for $4. So yeah, there's definitely a pretty loyal fan following of Scotty Young covers. Not every cover does well, but certain ones with low print runs, that kind of thing. All right, so let's jump into number 10 here on the list. We've got good old Rob Liefeld's Youngblood #2. This came out in the 90s, the heyday of the comic book industry, where they printed those suckers in the millions. Youngblood probably had, at least Youngblood #1 was probably well over a million issues when it came out. I would imagine #2's got to be, geez, at least 500,000. I don't know. There's probably a lot of copies out there. I mean, I've seen this book in dollar bins forever. I think I picked one up last year for, I think I found it. I didn't find it in a dollar bin. I found it in a back issue bin. I think I may have paid like $7 or $8 for it, and it's in high grade. It's probably would grade it a 9.6 or 9.8. So it's gone up a little bit here. It says this made the Hot 10 way back when Liefeld said profit was optioned, which means nothing. Just because something optioned does absolutely means nothing. But I guess he's been trolling Twitter again and has popped back up on people's radar. There are literally 500,000 of these out there. I just said that. I was just guessing. 500,000 out there, but collectibles in general from the 1990s are hot all around, and this one is following suit. $10 to $15 for a near mint copy. Says here, I would not buy anything lower than that. Yeah. So there you go. I paid like $6 or $7, maybe $8 for my copy, and it's in high grade. But I don't know if this book starts to spike. You know, if he actually does make a movie and the trailer drops and this book starts to go for $50, $60, $100, I will likely sell my copy. I don't have any long-term affinity to the character of Prophet. I remember collecting the Prophet Series 2 for a little while, mainly because I was really digging that artist at the time, Stephen Platt. He did those Moon Knight. He did a couple issues of Moon Knight, and he kind of had a McFarlane-esque type of style to him. Really detailed. Yeah, I thought he was like McFarlane, but a little more, even more dynamic and detailed than McFarlane was. And Platt made all this money. He worked for Rob Liefeld for a little while in Youngblood, and then he came out with Fighting. I think he came out with his own. No, it wasn't his own. I think Liefeld created Fighting American. Yeah, it was basically a Captain America replica, right? Fighting American. He did the artwork for that for a while, and then he did a couple covers here and there, variant covers. I remember buying. I have a variant cover for. Well, what's that Jim Lee book that he did about that soldier, Deathblow? Yeah, I did. I bought a Deathblow cover, sketch cover that Stephen Platt had done, which was pretty cool. I mean, I like his artwork, but man, I guess the guy, he made a bunch of money probably back in the day, and I don't know. He's obviously not a committed artist because I can't remember the last time I saw him do anything. I know he did that Wolverine Cable one-shot premium format book that for a little while. You know, I know he did that, which was really cool, but yeah, he doesn't do much work. You know, he's like a lot of those guys from the 90s. They made a bunch of money. You know, he probably made he probably got paid money back in the day, and maybe he just doesn't like to draw anymore. I don't know. At least you'd think he would at least do cover artwork. You know, there's a lot of people like me that might buy that stuff just because we, you know, that's part of our 90s nostalgia, I guess. Stephen Platt. But yeah, so that's Youngblood number 2. Number 9 is Mighty Avengers 13 second print. I remember Sean on my Thursday show had mentioned that he picked this up for cover price at a local comic book shop. So that might be one you could find back in a dollar bin, or maybe not in a dollar bin, but maybe like a cover price box. It's just one of those books. It's the first appearance of Secret Warriors. A lot of people don't know that that's the issue to get. I went online and I couldn't find it really for a good deal. So I'm not picking it up. I don't want to pay, $25, $30 for that book. I don't think Secret Warriors is anything that's, if I had bought it for cover, would I have been happy? Yeah, absolutely. But try to pay $25, $30 for that right now. Are they going to be in the MC universe? No, I don't think anytime soon. Hell, look all the movies that they've pushed back, and some of the movies that may not even get made. I am very doubtful certain movies are even going to be produced after this is all over. I don't think Captain Marvel 2 comes out, even though the first one did $1 billion. I don't think you'll see a second one, to be honest. So I think there's a lot of projects that people are thinking are going to happen that I don't think are going to happen. I do think you're going to see a reboot eventually of the X-Men franchise under Marvel. I do think you'll see a Fantastic Four reboot, but Secret Warriors, I would put that very, very low on the list of things that would happen. But then again, if you hunt for this book, if you're at a local comic book shop, put that on your list to look at real quick when going through the boxes. If you find that in the box for cover price or less, pick it up and throw it on eBay for $25, $30. I mean, that's a pretty good flip right there. That's what I would do. Number 8 is Old Country number 1. Yeah, about a year and a half ago, they announced they were going to be that this was coming to Netflix, a movie to Netflix. Charlize Theron was going to be is starring in it. I think that's still the case. And it says, I guess yesterday, photos were released of her, maybe dressed up as the character. So there's been some renewed buzz on this. This was sort of a 5 to 10, kind of like a $10 to $15 book. I don't know where they're saying $5. I don't think you could find it for $5, but definitely a $10 to $15 book. Now maybe 15 to 20. The gold foil retailer, one per store, will run about 30 to 35. Yeah, it's more like 40. So CBSI is a little off there. But I believe I do have that one in my collection. So far I got 2 of the 3. Number 7 is Silver Surfer Black number 4, the Peach Momoko 1 in 25 variant. That is a book that I did have until last week. I sold it for about $50. Yeah, it's like $125 now. Well, I don't know. Good on the person that bought it from me for $50. Good on him. I bought it around ratio for 25, so I doubled my money. I made money off of it. He bought it for 50, and if he can sell it for above 100, he doubled his money. That's great. Now the person's buying it at $125. Is this going to be a $250 book? You can see at this point that the returns are going to diminish. I don't think I would spend a lot of money. I think the artist is okay. I mean, it's an okay cover. I don't think the cover's that fantastic. I'm not into that art style. The Peach Momoko art style. It's a little too abstract for me. It's not a first appearance of anybody. It does have Null on the cover. So what? Null's been on the cover way more times before this came out. It's just, anything Null right now is kind of on fire. And this is one of these books that's really high priced right now. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes back down to $50, $60 in a few months. So be cautious. I wouldn't spend $100 or more for that book. I just don't. Again, what's going to drive that book, the value of that book long term, is going to be a first appearance, a major appearance of a character, that type of thing. And there's just nothing There's nothing going on in that issue that's critical. So all it is it's a 1 in 25 variant, and you've got a artist right now that's kind of hot, this Peach Momoko. I don't feel sore about letting it go for $50. I mean, yeah, would I have loved to have not had it for sale and held on to it for a few more weeks to sell it at $100? Absolutely, but it's okay. I still made good money on it, and it's not something I really wanted it long term in my collection, so I was okay with letting it go. And I used that money to buy an X-Men book, an older X-Men book, so I did something good with it. Number 6 is Invincible Iron Man number 9. This is the first cameo of Riri Williams, who's the de facto new Iron Man. Apparently Disney Plus is coming out with Ironheart. So this book will probably be hot for a while. High grade, it's moving right now. 9/8 are selling at well over $200. Saying after they had bottomed out a couple months ago, around 125. I do have that issue in high grade. I think I also have a variant of that, of number 9 in pretty good grade. So I'm trying to think what the, I know I'm checking my CLZ app here real quick. I know I have that issue. Oh, okay. So I actually have not that cover, but I've got the B cover, which is the Age of Apocalypse cover, which is a little harder to find. I don't really know which one goes for more money. Yeah, I guess I could look real quick. Let's see. Invincible Iron Man number 9. Yeah, comes up right away. There's one for $36 plus $8 shipping. Another one for $42 plus shipping. So yeah, about $40 to $50 right now for a first print. There's a second print of that issue as well. Number 7, I think, is also maybe a first cameo. Yeah, I think. Yeah, number 9 is first full Riri Williams, and number 7 is first cameo. So 7's a good issue to have as well if you're wanting to collect her first appearance. So there's a graded 9/4 of the cover I have for $100. There's a 9/6 for $200. I'm pretty sure mine would be at least a 9/6. I think I paid less than $30 for it. Here's somebody that has a auction, 4 days left, beginning bid $350. Jesus, that's crazy. And that's a raw copy, by the way. There's a 9/6 graded for $175. So the prices are kind of all over the place. So I don't see any raw buy it nows of the issue I have. That tells me that the one I have is maybe a little harder to find. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. A lot of listings, but mostly A covers. And there's people selling like combo packs, 7, 8, and 9. Kind of selling the run for pretty good money. But yeah, I don't see the issue I have in raw condition other than somebody with a auction starting bid of $350, which is nuts. Jesus. I don't think that'll sell for $350. Not if you got graded 9/6s around 175. But it's good. I'm glad to see it on the list. I have that issue. I have the B cover, which seems to be a little harder to find. There's a lot less listings of that B cover, which is the Age of Apocalypse cover. All right, let me check back into the chat here. I have been ignoring it for a little bit. We got Logan Torres. welcome, my friend. We got Chris Lackey. We got Grandmaster Stash. What's going on, my friend? TD, yep. Null is definitely blowing up right now, no doubt about it. I'm glad. I mean, I've got 7 copies of the first print of Venom #3, so I will load it up on that when it was cheap. Yeah, Peach Momoko. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the art, but yeah, art is in the eye of the beholder, right? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Yeah, Wraith. What is that? That Annihilation Conquest Wraith series. I did buy that set for like $20 a couple, maybe a year or two ago, probably at least 2 years ago. That's definitely blowing up right now, which is cool. Yeah, Kate's mentioned him and Null are tied together. Something of being related. There you go. Very cool. And we got Manny the Comic Collector. Welcome, my friend. Yeah, Thor #5 is a good one to get as well. Related to Null. TD says, yeah, I've seen Instagram posted all your Venom 3s. Yeah, I think I have 7 copies of the first print. I think I have 4 copies of the San Diego Comic-Con variant. I have 2 copies of the Molina variant, which those go for pretty good money. I have a second printing, but I don't have the third print, which I know that's blown up lately. Everyone seems to want that third print. But I think the better cover is the scan issue #5, which is technically the first cover appearance of Null, which that's now starting to heat up. That Virgin copy is going for well over $100 now. RB3, yeah, I remember RB3 telling me he bought several sets or several copies of Wraith, that Wraith #1. It's awesome. This is the time to sell it, man. When everybody is chomping at the bit to buy it, that's when you unload. Maybe keep a set in the collection and sell the rest off. Yeah. So I'm kind of holding on to that Null until I see him in a trailer or I see him in one of the movies. Then I think that will really blow up. I have a feeling Venom #3 is going to be probably $150 to $200 book raw, meaning graded it'll be $600-700. I think it'll be at that price at some point. Not a huge print run on Venom #3, so that's one thing that will fuel it. But that's just my opinion. Who the hell knows? Maybe the top is right now in Venom #3. I just don't think so. I think it's going to be when they drop that trailer, which I think will be in probably a couple years. Venom, you might get a little preview of Null in Venom #2, which comes out next July, but I don't think you'll see anything significant regarding Null until at least 2022 would be my guess. So you got a lot of time still. So if you don't have Venom #3 in your collection yet, maybe wait a little while, wait a couple months, let the news die down. The news cycle only goes so long and it kind of dies down. So you probably can pick it up a little cheaper in the next few months when the attention sort of dies off on it a little bit. So that's what I would do. So if you don't have Venom #3, wait a few months. Don't buy it right now. I think it's a little too expensive right now. I do see dipping down in a few months. Maybe the price will creep up again when the Venom 2 comes out next July, but you got plenty of time till next July. So next few months, I see that price dropping a tad. Welcome, Cardstock Variant. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, Manny knows it. Buy low, sell high. That's the idea, like everything else in life. TD agrees as well. Venom 3, yeah, I'm sure they'll make a Venom 3, especially if Venom 2 is going to be popular, which I think it will. I think Woody Harrelson will do an awesome job as Carnage. He's pretty good at playing a psychotic person. I have no doubt that he'll be good. So I have a lot of hopes for Venom #2. I think it will be good. I think it will definitely help Carnage, Venom. It'll help Null. All these things they're all interrelated. And I definitely see that that's starting to do well again. All right, so we moved on here. #6. I don't know. We veered quite a bit from Invincible Iron Man. #9. #5 is Wretches. #1. Another Scout comic book that is going to be made, I guess, into a TV series. The price went from cover price to $15 to $20 this week. Yeah, I kind of agree with CBSI here. It says, but we have been down this road before on these option indie titles. Exactly right. I have had terrible luck with Scout Comics. I bought a lot of their books. They would get optioned. I mean, I remember that Mindbender got optioned. It went to like $25, $30 for the regular cover. I had a couple of the variants. It went right back down to cover price. So Scout has a very, very, very poor track record of their books holding their value. They're definitely low print run. That print run's probably 3,000 to 4,000 at the most. It's low. It's super low. Why? They don't sell a lot of books. When you go to Comic-Con, you look through the Comic-Con numbers. Their best-selling Scout book might be 3,000, 4,000 issues, and it's probably only because it's a #1. But after that, it drops down, way below 2,000 copies. So, just no one buys them. I mean, I think people buy them for #1 spec, and then that's it. And then, of course, the title dies. It doesn't go very far. I don't know. I've had very bad luck with Scout Comics, so it's not something I would go out and spend $15 to $20 for. I have bad luck when I buy them for cover price. So, this is the time, in my opinion, if you bought that for cover price, if you paid $4 for it, and someone wants to pay you 15 to 20 on eBay right now, I would sell it. I would absolutely sell that book and use that money to buy something a little bit more key, like the next couple issues I'm going to show here. #4 is Darth Vader. #3, first appearance of Dr. Alpha. This book's been hot for a while, at least the last couple years. 9/8, around 200 plus. Raws are around $60. There's a 4th print purple cover that might be the most difficult to get. It says 25-ish. So if you like collecting later printings, that might be the one to go for, the 4th print. I just have the 1st print. I bought it as I was buying I think I bought the first 10 or 12 issues of Darth Vader from that series, stuck them away, read them once and stuck them in a box, and I still have them. So I'm glad I have that issue in my collection. #3, I was just talking about that. Venom #5, the Scan Virgin variant. So these were a store exclusive that were sold. I think there were several websites selling them. I know there was more than one. I think Frankie's Comics had it. I believe Unknown Comics had it as well. There was a couple websites selling these sets. So they were the typical, $50 for the set, right? You get the trade dress, which had a 3,000 print run, and you got a Virgin, which had a 1,000 print run. So there's only 1,000 of these Virgin variants out there. Way, way, way lower than the 3rd printing of Venom #3. And this one is the first cover appearance chronologically of Null. That's his first cover appearance. So not the 3rd print of #3. So long term, what's going to be of value? I think the first print of Venom #3 is going to be where there's long-term value, because it's the first print. Yeah, he may not be on the cover. People will always pay a little bit of money for the first cover appearance, but I think long-term, first print of the first appearance will still typically be the winner. That's just my opinion on that. But yeah, this is a nice copy to have. Would I go out and spend $140 for that book this week? No, I wouldn't do that. I would wait to see if it drops back down. If this is something you buy this for $50 like I did, which I'm fortunate to have done that. You might see it dip down to that 90, 80 to 90, maybe $100 level again. from 140. So don't go out and spend 140, $150 for this book. I don't think that's the smart move. It is a really cool cover. One of my favorite covers by Scan. I'm a big fan of Scan's work, and I think this is one of his best covers he's ever done. So yeah, I love this cover way, way more than the third print of Venom #3. All right, number 2 on the list is Ultimatum #1. This is a mini series that came out back in the 2000s when all the Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Fantastic Four, all that stuff was, Bendis kind of got that going with Spider-Man. He did a pretty good job on that initial run. Ultimate X-Men never really did well. Ultimate Spider-Man did pretty well. Some of those early issues still have value to this day. This thing's been cover price, probably dollar bins for the longest time. So even though it says here from cover price to less than $20, I would say dollar bin. Like if you were paying cover price for this book, you were overpaying, because I have seen tons of these sitting in dollar bins at a lot of comic book shops. Probably not there anymore after this week. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people scooping those up. But yeah, that's a good deal. That's a good flip. You buy that for $1, sell it for 20. I guess there is a Finch. McGinnis cover went from $1 to $20, and the Finch from 200-ish to 700. Says why someone is surmising that this storyline will be used to put the Fantastic Four and X-Men back into the MCU. Even if that were the case, there would be little to no chance that it would follow this storyline. More of an outline. This appears to be Spec gone wild. Tread lightly. Yeah, so there you go. I agree with those sentiments. It seems like, I don't know. We have no idea how they're going to introduce Fantastic Four and X-Men. I think it's wild speculation to think that they're going to use anything written from the Ultimate series. I think the only really great that came out of the Ultimate comic book series was basically Miles Morales, right? I mean, that was the only thing that really stuck, was Miles Morales. They integrated him into the MCU chronologically. I think that was, using the universe. He jumped from his universe into our universe. That was really the only book that had any real significance, in my opinion, was Ultimate Fallout #4. But hey, if someone wants to pay $20 for this and you have it, might be a good time to unload it, especially if you have that Finch variant for $700. I can buy a hell of a lot better books than that for $700. Yeah, a lot better books. So yeah, that's what I would do if I owned that Finch variant. #1 is Ball and Chain #1 from writer Scott Lobdell. It says here, Ale Garzala, doubt anyone was stashing these away for a rainy day. Then out of nowhere comes an announcement that The Rock and Emily Blunt will star in a movie for Netflix based on this late 90s, early 2000s miniseries. The price of this issue skyrocketed from the dollar bins to $40. Once the stores open back up, I would suspect you may be able to dig and find this one. Yeah, I'd never even heard of this, Ball and Chain. I'm curious what it goes for on eBay right now. By the way, in Florida here, there's love bugs everywhere. My car it doesn't even make any sense to wash your car right now, because as soon as you drive down the street, you'll have about 100 corpses on your car. It's crazy. There's an auction of Ball and Chain #1 right now. 2 days left in the auction, currently at $53 with 19 bids. There's a buy it now for $65 in VF condition. There's a set 1 through 4. 5 days left already at $36. Yeah, there's some people paying some money for that. So it looks like $60 to $100. So certainly more than the $40 listed here by comicbookinvest.com. But of course, when Comic Book Invest highlights a book, it automatically increases the price. Not surprised there. I don't know. I mean, that would be one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you'll find that in a dollar bin. Who was the publisher? Can't really see. Homage Comics. I mean, is that publisher even in existence anymore? Not likely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I would spend any real money on that. You know, if I ran across it in a dollar bin, I'd grab it. Or if I could find it for cover price, I would grab it. But I would not pay $50, $60 for that book, because I'm sure as soon as that Netflix show comes out, that thing will drop like a stone. If you need examples, just go look at Umbrella Academy #1 or Umbrella Academy Free Comic Book Day. You could buy that book for way less than it was selling for when the trailer dropped. So just be careful of that kind of stuff. I definitely would not pay more than cover price or $1 for that book. And you know, if you can find it, you know, put that on your list, your hunt list, along with Ultimatum #1. You know, if you can pick that up for cheap or undercover. You're not likely to find Venom #5 or Darth Vader #3 in a dollar bin or a back issue bin. I doubt you'll find that. You might be lucky and find an Invincible Iron Man #9. Some people don't know to look for that book. Wretches you probably could find in dollar bin or 50-cent bin. A lot of people do not know about that title. Doubt you're going to find a Silver Surfer Black #4. Just not too many of those out there. Old Guard #1, you might be able to find that for cover price in some back issue bins. Although that one's been optioned for a while, so a lot of comic book stores are kind of wise to that. Mighty Avengers 13 second print, yeah, that's something you could find in a dollar bin. It's just, you know, that run of Mighty Avengers, no one really collected it. It had a low print run. Just because no one was buying it, I don't know. I think the print run was decent on that one, but I just don't think anybody was really into that series that much. You know, Bendis he's a tired writer. Alex Maylee's art's pretty good, but Bendis is just, I don't know. You can find a lot of Bendis books in back issue bins. There's no doubt about that. And then Youngblood #2, yeah, you could definitely still find that in a back issue bin or a dollar bin. No doubt about it. That is a, you know, heavily printed book back in the day. Remember, there's 500,000 copies of that printed, so, you know, I'm sure there's still a lot of them floating out there in comic book shops. So, all right, guys, there is your Hot 10 list from CBSI. I kind of covered it pretty thoroughly. Let me go back to the chat here. Yeah, TD, great advice. Wait a little, and then yeah, wait for those Venom #3 covers to drop a little bit. I agree. What's my thought on Dylan? The second print, Son of God, has been heating up also. Yeah, Dylan's first appearance is, I think it's Venom #7, if I'm not mistaken. It's Venom #7. It's either Venom 7 or 9. It might be 9. It might be 9. I don't know. I'm thinking it's 9. First full appearance is Venom #9. 7. I don't know why 7 and 9 are. Maybe it's because I was just looking at Invincible Iron Man. Yeah, #7 is first Dylan Brock. First full is #9. 9 goes for decent money too. So 7 and 9 are the issues you want to highlight there. I do happen to have 2 copies of that Infinity Gauntlet Venom #7, believe it or not. I think I paid like $15 for those too. I paid nothing. They're selling around $100. 100 buy it now, and 22 have been sold. Holy crap! That's a $100 book. I have two of them. I didn't even realize that was a $100 book. I have it in my collection. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have at least two copies of that. Yeah, that's a little surprising to me that book is worth $100. But yeah, I think Venom 7 is first appearance, and first full is Venom 9. Yeah, I have two copies of that book. Awesome. And can't beat that. That's good news. That made my Sunday. I also have the tongue variant. Right, I know there was a. This is the regular A cover here, which sells around $15-20, and I think there's also a 1 in 10 or 1 in 5 tongue variant. I have that Mike Cho one too, by the way, or Frank Cho. I had that Frank Cho cover too. I had that one as well, which I don't think that goes for too much more money. Damn. There's a 9.8 of that Clayton Crane for $777. I need to freaking grade those two copies and sell one of them. I could sell one of them and buy a key book that I've been wanting to get. I may actually have to get something graded here. Because if I could sell if I could get a 9.8 grade on one of those copies and even get $500, I could use that towards a really older key book that I would love to own. Yeah, it looks like someone's asking $770, another one asking $666. It's crazy. I don't see any of the tongue variants for sale. Huh. Yeah, I don't see. Maybe those are hard to get now. I don't know. I mean, they were. I think I paid I didn't pay cover price. I think I paid $10 for it when it first came out, and they went right away to $20, $25. But yeah, I don't see any tongue. Oh, here's one for $60. All right. So I did good on that one. I think I paid $10 or $15 for the tongue variant, and someone's asking $60. Now I don't know if they're selling for $60, but that's the first one I've seen on eBay for $60. There's another tongue variant graded for $150. See, I should send that in to get graded too, because I'm pretty sure I have a high grade copy. Yeah, may not be a bad idea to do that. All right, so yeah, we spent a little time on that. The Good Son, yeah, I don't think The Good Son is going to be quite the book to go for. I definitely think Venom number 7 or 9 would be the preferred book that I would target if I was interested in spec on Dylan Brock. Yeah, Cardstock variant agrees with me. Scout has some decent stories, but they never get better than mediocre. Yeah, I kind of agree. I always expected more out of them, and it just never materialized. All right, TD grabbed Darth Vader for cover when it came out. Awesome. I did as well, not knowing anything about it. Just had it on my pull list. Yeah, the Philip Tan cover for Venom number 3. Yeah, Philip Tan's got a nice cover as well. Yep. Comic Don, welcome, my friend. Thanks for joining us. We got 11 people in the chat. That's good. Yeah, Venom number 9. 7 and 9 are the two issues to get for sure. TD picked up 2 of those tongue variants. That's awesome. And Gabriel said I got the 1 in 25 anime variant off of CGC. Very nice. All right. I think there was something. Oh yeah, I was going to show some books off here. Let me position my screen. So first off, I'll show these in order, numerical order. So I got in the mail today. I just checked the mailbox before I did the live stream. I picked up Uncanny X-Men 134. So this is the first appearance of technically Dark Phoenix, when Phoenix becomes the Dark Phoenix. So kind of a key, I wouldn't say it's a major key, but a minor key book. And this one's in super high grade. This is the direct copy edition, which is harder to find than newsstand. Remember, 1980, there were not very many comic book shops. So most of these came in newsstand. The direct are a little bit more scarce than newsstand. Not tremendously more, but definitely a little bit more. I think the first comic book shop was what, I think Golden Apple out of California. Golden Apple Comics claims to be the first comic book shop, and I think they came out in like 1977 or 78. So you got to remember, but in 1980 there were very few comic book shops, not very many. So these direct copy editions, which usually you got the old Spider-Man head in the corner. And the other reason you can tell, it doesn't have the UPC code, and also direct edition always has the diamond, has that diamond there in the corner. That's one of the ways you can tell it's direct. Usually you can just look at the bottom here and see that there's no UPC code. That usually means it's a direct edition. But the other thing you can tell is the diamond in the corner. So 134, this is high grade. I mean, I inspected it very carefully, and one maybe tiny little dent that could be easily pressed out in the corner there. So if this was pressed, this book was professionally pressed, it would easily be 9.6 to 9.8 range. I even dare to say it might be a 9.8, but definitely a 9.6. I think currently I would grade it 9.4 to 9.6. I mean, that little dent in the corner it doesn't color break at all. It's barely noticeable, and that would be easily pressed out. But more importantly, it has no spine ticks. Corners are nice and sharp, really beautiful coloring. Somebody took really good care of this book, as I will as well. It goes into the Mylar, into the box, into the closet. It won't see the light of day for quite some time. So again, 134, awesome book to have. Glad I got that. Just got that in the mail today. I got this one last week. I may have showed it off on my last video on Thursday, but I'll show it again. This is 137, the death of Phoenix. That's the reason this is a key issue, good issue to have in your collection. Yeah, just a classic issue. This is in super high grade as well. I would grade this easily 9.6. It's a little thicker. Remember, it's a double-sized issue, so it's a little thicker. Some of these, you have to be careful buying this. Some of these will have like a little bit of spine roll. You want to make sure you get one with a nice square spine if you can. Yep, and again, this is the newsstand. How can you tell? Well, it's got the box instead of the diamond in the corner, and the UPC code right there, right? So this is a newsstand variant, newsstand version. Pretty cool. And the last one here is another nice, beautiful copy of Uncanny X-Men number 141. Famous storyline, the what is that? The death of future. No, what is it again? It's the future. Shit. I can't remember what it is. I know they did that storyline already in one of the X-Men movies. I would remember off the top of my head. Days of Future Past, I think it is. Isn't that what it is? It's Days of Future Past. Yeah, Days of Future Past. Yeah. So this is a book that you can find it mid-grade all day long. Mid to, I would say you can find it pretty easily from a 6.5 to an 8.0 real easily. A lot of them, you could probably get this for, if you don't want to spend a lot of money, you can get a nice 8.0 of this for probably around, I would say $50 to $60 all day long. No problem. So if you don't want to spend a lot of money, maybe even as low as $50, but you can get a nice upper mid-grade copy. It's going to probably have spine ticks. That's the other thing. I'm a big pet peeve of mine is I don't like spine ticks. So if I can find, if I can spend $30, $40, $50 more for a really clean copy with no spine ticks, I'll do that. Affordable. So this was maybe, I think I paid maybe I paid maybe $90 for this with shipping. But again, really, really no spine ticks. I mean, it's a direct edition, which is a little harder to find than the newsstand. No, absolutely no spine ticks. Corners are nice and sharp. Coloring, I mean, this thing is in perfect shape. I mean, if I'm grading this, it's definitely a 9.6. It might be a 9.8. I have a feeling it would be at least a 9.6. There's no spine ticks. I mean, there's literally nothing wrong with this copy. It's in a really, really nice shape. So, yeah, if you can find these without spine ticks, especially these darker covers, that's the way to go. Days of Future Past, definitely a key book to have in the collection. That's the direct copy edition. I think, let me just make sure that's what I paid. $90 seems too high. Maybe I paid less. What did I pay for that book? Okay, I paid $80 for the X-Men 134. The 137 I got that one really cheap. I paid $31 for that one. That's on high grade. 141 was $85 plus shipping. So yeah, around $90. Yep. So if you want it in really, really high grade, $90 is a good price. If you go on eBay and really look at the ones that have no spine ticks that are probably at least a 9.4 or higher in raw condition, they're going to be usually 100 and over 100 for sure, 100 to 120. If you can get it under $100 and it's 9.4 or better, you did pretty well. But yeah, it's definitely a classic cover. It's been copied and homaged to death by all kinds of publishers. It's been copied quite a bit. It's a classic. Everyone kind of recognizes that cover. So yeah, if you can find, I mean, that's sort of been one of the goals this year for me, is since I'm not putting a lot of money into new comic books because there haven't really been any, and I pretty much pre-order all my books through September, or was it maybe through July? I think at least through July. So I won't be really spending any money probably until July again on new books. So what I'm doing instead is the money I normally spend on new books, I'm buying a lot of older, Copper Age, Silver Age books. These are great storylines to read, classic Claremont, and you can still get them affordably. I mean, think about it. A book just comes out, Peach Momoko, they want, $150 for that book. And, it's, I don't know. If I could spend $175 on a first appearance of an old X-Men character like Dazzler or something like that, I think it's just you're putting your money more into value on something that's older, especially if you can get it in a really high grade. So I think the high grade stuff from the 70s and 80s is going to get harder and harder to find. As time goes on, I just think it becomes more difficult. So that's my game plan. That's kind of what I've been doing. I've been focused more on looking for those higher grade X-Men issues. I still need to get an X-Men 101. I still would like to get an Uncanny X-Men 94. Those would be big. No, those are big boy books. That's going to cost me a lot of money. But yeah, those are the books I would love to still get in my collection. It's going to, but it takes time. That's the thing too. Take your time doing it. Make sure that the seller has good photos of the book. That's key. And if I don't really have good photos of the book, I usually don't even go any further and look at the listing anymore. I want to see really good photos. And these days, there's no excuse for it. I mean, we all have smartphones. They take high definition pictures. You don't need to have a professional scanner to put your book into to scan. You don't need that. You can literally zoom in on your phone and take a really high quality photo and post it on eBay. So that's sort of the way I shop for things. I find a book that I want to buy and I take my time doing it. I find the right copy, the right price. I really study that book and kind of know this is a good price and this is the kind of grade I'm looking for. And it's one of those things. You learn it over time, like anything else. Cardstock says, Justice, what series are you looking forward to reading most when things start to come out regularly? Yeah, trying to think. Daredevil, I'd like to obviously continue reading Daredevil. That's probably my favorite Marvel book as far as a good read. Daredevil's been really good. Thor, I guess, as well. I'd like to see what Cates does a little bit further with Thor. So Thor and Daredevil, I think those are the two Marvel books that I would be most looking forward to reading. For DC, DC Unkillables looks pretty cool. I did read that first issue. I liked it. I would like to see where that goes. I love that scene of a zombified Wonder Woman busting in. It's pretty awesome. So DC Unkillables, I definitely am interested in those issues as they come out. What else for DC? Man, there's not much. You know, I guess I'm slightly interested in the Death Metal 2 that DC has coming out. I know that's dropping here this month. Yeah, I think that would be kind of good to see what Snyder and Capullo do with that. Oh, by the way, there was a cool looking variant cover for sale. I think it comes out in 4 minutes, actually, 2 o'clock today. So I will show it off here and give you guys a little preview. Let me share my screen. I think I got an email on it. Yeah, there's a lot of websites selling it. The one I like to go to quite a bit is Amorphous Inc. What you need to do, though, is you get a little bit of a discount if you're in their Facebook group. So not always, but sometimes they'll have exclusives that they get, like it's not much. It's like $5 off. So you basically get free shipping if you are in their Facebook group and you buy through their link. So if you haven't already, check out Amorphous Inc. Comics. They have a Facebook group. Apply to be added to the group, and they will send you a notification. They send out notifications through Facebook, through email as well. You give them your email address. So here's one: Death Metal #1, Dark Knight's Death Metal #1, the McDonald variant. So Ian McDonald, pretty cool looking image of the Batman Who Laughs. Obviously, he's going to be a key character in this storyline. But yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to. I hope it's good. I thought the Dark Knight's Metal was really good. The first volume, I thought it was a good read. I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it. I think it could have been better maybe in some respects, but I liked it overall, and I think I have some hope that this is going to be just as good. Maybe we'll see more. Obviously, I think we'll see a lot more of the Batman Who Laughs in the series, which is cool. But yeah, it's a cool looking cover. I like it. It's definitely wicked. I think I have already a couple of different covers pre-ordered. I know I got the Art Germ one, which is really hot. I like the Art Germ one a lot. But I'm not really buying these store exclusives. I'm sort of calming down the store exclusives. I mean, I like this, but yeah, I'm not like I have to own that. It's not one of those things that, I've got to own that. I got to buy it. But it's pretty cool. But it is available today at 2 o'clock. I think it goes for about, I think they're asking like $20. Most of the websites are like asking 20. Sad Lemon's offering it. Yeah, there's a lot of websites. Yeah, today at 2 p.m. So basically it's going on sale in 1 minute. The print run is limited to 3,000 raw copies, about $20. They also, most of them offer a graded copy as well. But there you go, $20. If you like it, buy it. I just went with the Art Germ, and I think there was a Matina and an Art Germ cover on that you could pre-order. I pre-ordered those, and I'm just kind of stick with those. I don't really see myself buying any store variants. spend $20 on a store variant at this point. But yeah, that's kind of what I had. I've been on here for about an hour. I kind of covered all I want to cover. Grandmaster asked about the Joker Wars. Yep. So Nightwing number 70 was the first issue of the Joker Wars. I did read that. It's pretty good. I like it. So far, so good. So Batman 91, I think, is going to be the next probably hot book that I believe is coming out this next week, or if it hasn't already come out. I think it comes out next week, doesn't it? No. I think I believe it's the end of May, like May 20th, like the last week or two of May is when they'll have Batman 91 come out. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I think the Joker is an awesome villain, and it looks like a good series. I like it so far. Gabriel says, yeah, I'm looking forward to Batman and Joker War up to issue 100. Yep. So I believe, I don't know if they'll reboot. I don't know if DC plans on rebooting Batman after issue 100. That's typically what they would do. Obviously, they're going to have a big event for issue 100. They'll have lots of covers. I'm sure there'll be lots of incentive and store covers on that issue. Maybe, usually something happens. So what you want to make sure you do is definitely, I would have it on your pull list regardless. Batman, I mean, it's been really good. The writer, damn, I can't think of the writer now. Not Tomasi. Who the hell's the writer of? Maybe I'm getting early senility. I can't remember who the writer is. It's on the tip of my brain. I'm looking it up real fast. Tinian. Yeah, why couldn't I think of his name? I was thinking Tomasi. Yeah, Tinian. I'll have a million comments now saying it's Tinian. Yeah, Tinian's been doing a good job. I mean, I definitely have that on your pull list, but definitely 98, 99. A couple issues before 100, you definitely could see like a first cameo, maybe even a first appearance of some new character. I wouldn't doubt that. I definitely think you could see that. So yeah, some good things coming out with DC. Now I'm trying to think of anything coming out with independent books that I know there's some stuff I pre-ordered with independents. I'd have to go back and look. It's been a while though. But there could be a couple things coming out. Image, Middle West has been a good series. I've been enjoying that. I know Saga is supposed to come back out at some point later this year. I don't know if that got pushed back now because of all the craziness in the industry, but Saga, I'd be looking forward to reading that again for independence. I'm trying to think what else. I think it would be cool if Star Wars came out with a Mandalorian series. Marvel came out with that. I think that would do well. Capitalize on the TV show, right? All right, guys, I think that's about all I have for you. Thanks for checking out the channel. You guys are always awesome. I will have another video out probably either Monday or Tuesday. It might be Tuesday. Doing the cover price top 20 list. That email usually comes to me early Monday morning. So it's possible I could do the show on Monday. I'll send out notifications, although I've been told a lot of subscribers have told me they haven't been getting my notifications. So I don't know what YouTube's doing, but I've been stuck at that 710 to 715 subscriber level forever. It's like, I don't know. I'm in a coma right now. My channel's in a coma. I mean, I have a lot of people that watch my videos. I have a lot of, I usually have pretty good a lot of views on my videos, but I don't seem to grow my channel much anymore. So I don't know. I think that's more of a function with YouTube. I just hear more and more complaints from people about YouTube. I probably could do things like subscriber contests and giveaways and things like that. I haven't really done that. So that's probably something that I should look into doing. So I don't know. Maybe I should do like a big giveaway for getting to the infamous 1,000 subscribers. If I can somehow, come up with a nice contest and to push me to that 1,000 subscriber, and then do the giveaway. That might be a good way to increase subscribers, and maybe give away a nice book. Maybe one of those Venom number 7 Crane books. That could be hot. I think a lot of people would love that. That's over $100 book. That'd be a good giveaway, especially if it was graded. That would, I'm pretty sure my copies are 9.8 copies, but we'll see. That's one thing I'm really thinking about doing, is getting maybe some of those Venom issues graded by CGC. Maybe one as a giveaway and one I'll sell. But yeah. All right, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. You guys have a great weekend. Look for my next video either tomorrow or on Tuesday. I'll send out a notification, and we'll do the cover price top 20 list. We'll see what's moving in the comic book world. Plus, I'll probably have some comic book news to talk about. Maybe some more news will be coming out regarding shops opening back up. I know here in Florida, a lot of things are opening back up on Monday. A lot of restaurants, a lot of the malls, a lot of that stuff is opening back up. But they're requiring people to wear masks, and some people get a little touchy about that. So people that aren't wearing the masks get touchy about being told they have to wear the mask, and then the people that wear the masks get really touchy about seeing people that aren't wearing a mask. So yeah, we're still, I hope in a couple months we're way past all this stuff, and we look back on it with obviously just hard to believe that all this stuff has happened. But yeah, it's been a crazy year so far, no doubt about it. Hope everybody is staying safe. Look for my next video, like I said, again, either tomorrow or Tuesday. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.